sitting atop the Missouri Valley Conference standings. For Drake, a slow start and a coaching change have led to better days. The Bulldogs are averaging 93 points in their last 5 wins. Tonight, Drake plays at Illinois State, so get comfortable. The Valley Game of the Week is up next. Proudly presents Missouri Valley Conference Basketball. Tonight from Doug Collins Court at Redbird Arena in Normal, Illinois, it's the Drake Bulldogs against the Illinois State Redbirds. A very pleasant good evening, everyone. I'm John Rooney along with Rich Zavosik. When you play Illinois State, you better be ready to strap it down, Pards, because they're going to play some defense and they'll defend their home court.
One of the premier defensive teams in the country. They hold opponents to only 37% shooting and only allowing 62 points a game. That's first in the conference and fourth in field goal percentage defense in the country. However, Drake has become an offensive juggernaut under interim coach Jeff Rutter. They have had 7 games with 10 or more threes, and they are 5-1, scoring 80 or more points.
Well, let's talk about Reed Timmer. Timmer, under this system, with the coaching change, he seems to, they don't use up much of the shot clock, do they?
No, they certainly don't, and he is now able to assist his teammates as much as score. However, against Illinois State last year, he averaged over 17 points a game, so look for him to have a big night tonight. And on the flip side, you have the all-time steals leader, Paris Lee. Became that last game against Bradley. And how about this Basketball Digest type of night he had? 14 points, 2 rebounds, 5 assists, and 6 steals. He does it on both ends.
Paris Lee in Illinois State against the Drake Bulldogs, and Ori Aragondade, number 23 for the Drake Bulldogs. The last 4 games, 17, 15 points, 16, then 19 against SIU. Stay tuned, the lineups are coming up next from Normal, Illinois. Aetna invest in game-changing programs that make being healthy simpler and more convenient than ever. Get to know us at Aetna.com. By Burrito Dog Chow, always crafted in the USA since 1926. By State Farm, team up with an agent today at 800 State Farm. And by Casey's General Store. Casey's, famous for pizza. Inside Redbird Arena, big crowd gathering as undefeated in the Valley. Illinois State comes in 7-0. The Drake Bulldogs are a game over 500 at 4-3. And Jeff Rutter took over from Ray Giacoletti on the 6th of December. And he's done a wonderful job here. A 5-6 record and a team that plays so free and easy. Now let's go over tonight's starting lineups, a presentation of Casey's General Store. Casey's, famous for pizza. Timmer, McMurray, Aragondade, Thomas, and Nick McGlynn. McGlynn is making the start tonight, his 10th of the season, playing in his 20th game. We have Lee, Wills, McIntosh, Hawkins, and Phil Fain is a real worker in their lineup, one of the newcomers here this year.
Fain has been a very good complementary piece because he doesn't need the basketball to be effective. He's already had 3 games, 10 or more rebounds. Look for him tonight.
Dan Muller is in his 5th season with the Illinois State Redbirds, a 91-62 record. And since dropping a game to San Francisco in December, the Redbirds have reeled off 8 straight victories, including a 76-62 win last Saturday against Wichita State right here on Doug Collins Court. Illinois State is 15-4. Let's check out our keys to the game, made possible by Grinnell Mutual Insurance, where we provide a policy of working together. Rich?
For Drake, it's can't shoot it if you ain't got it. Illinois State, one of the best teams in the country at stealing the basketball, almost 8 steals a game. They've got to protect the basketball for the Drake Bulldogs. Secondly, you got to rebound with a purpose. All 5 guys going to the glass. For Illinois State, it's quick recognition. This Drake team likes to get a shot off within 16 seconds of the start of the shot clock. You got to get back on defense, be ready to play, and then secondly, offensively, attack the rim. Utilize your quickness, split the gaps, get to the line, get to the hole.
Our officials, as assigned by the Missouri Valley Conference at Crenshaw, James Durham, and Jeff Malum. It's going to be Phil Fain jumping center for the Redbirds in white with the red and white striped pants tonight.
Throwback.
Those shorts. A throwback to Doug Collins days. And number 10 is T.J. Thomas in blue for the Drake Bulldogs. 20 minutes on the board. Here we go. And Paris Lee, the all-time steals leader, and what an assist man he is for Illinois State. Number 1. And number 23 is Deontay Hawkins. Tony Wills, a senior. There's a lot of good things to help this team win. Number 23, Hawkins. A 3-ball opening the scoring. We are underway in Normal.
It's exactly what I talk about. Attack the rim, pull the defense, free up a three-point shooter.
D.T. McMurray, number 4, out high. That's McGlynn. Timmer, guarded by Wills. Aragondade. He's short. And the putback attempt is blocked as McGlynn couldn't get the second chance basket. Here's Hawkins. And a fight between Timmer and Phil Fain. Drake basketball down 3-0 on the 3-ball by Deontay Hawkins. Didn't take long for that shot by McMurray. A 3-ball tying the score. And the thing that Dan Muller said about this Drake offense really spreads the floor. You don't have to worry about one 3-point shooter, but worry about 2, 3, maybe 4, depending on who's in the game. Hawkins, and foul against Deontay Hawkins, clearing some room to make that move to the end line. The first foul of the game.
Hawkins extended his left arm, clear the way. Good call by the official, but you're absolutely right, John. They put 4 shooters on the floor. They space you out, and they have been shooting with tremendous confidence since Jeff Rutter took over.
Reed Timmer with 13 on the shot clock. Thomas, and he's fouled. Paris Lee picks up his first foul. The second foul on the Redbirds. Brand new shot clock as Drake will play it in from the baseline. I'm interested to see what kind of shots. And there's a steal on the inbounds pass. Wills ahead to Paris Lee. Wills, that was just behind him to Reed Timmer. I'm interested to see what kind of 3-point shots that Drake can get the way the Illinois State Redbirds push things defensively, and that's a 3-ball for Timmer.
That's what Jeff Rutter told us before the game. If they get a good look in transition, they're going to take it because you don't know how good of a offensive possession or how good of a shot selection you're going to have against this Illinois State tight defense.
Fain too strong off the glass. Blue jerseys around the basket. T.J. Thomas to McMurray, and that's a kick ball. It's going to belong to the Drake Bulldogs. And Reed Timmer got on the scoreboard here a moment ago, and here's how it happened.
The errant pass, and then Timmer is going to look, probe. Nobody picks him up. He's going to take the 3 and bury it. John, 4 possessions, 4 3-point shots for Drake already.
How about the game against Mississippi Valley State in December where the Bulldogs had 17 3-point field goals? That's from way downtown and no iron for Deontay McMurray, junior from Alton, Illinois, who hit a 3-point field goal not that long ago. 3-point field goals by McMurray and Timmer for Drake, leading 6-3, Rich.
John, this is where Illinois State can't get caught up in the Drake game. They've got to play their game, which is not necessarily to shoot a 3 every time as we see another turnover.
And Thomas was fouled as he tripped getting to midcourt. And that's on Deontay Hawkins, his second foul, the 3rd foul on the Redbirds in the first half.
Again, not coming to meet the basketball, and Hawkins going to get called for the foul. I think actually the contact occurred prior to the last fall, but good call by the official.
DJ Clayton, number 2, is in for the Redbirds in white. Aragondade, Timmer out high. 10 on the shot clock. Thomas with the jump shot. And the rebound by number 11, Mikhail McIntosh. He takes it all the way the other end. Lee's open for three. And that's saved by Clayton. The Redbirds are down by 3. 16:28 to go in the first half. Look at Lee working all the way to the basket, and no basket. Contact before he got the shot away. Ori Aragondade with his first foul, and the first foul on the Drake Bulldogs here in the half. Number 3, Graham Woodard in blue into the lineup, along with number 11, Jacob Innevold. Innevold, a senior from Denmark. It's Paris Lee from the baseline for Illinois State to McIntosh. McIntosh is open. And a travel. Gathering that pass, C.J. Rivers moved the pivot foot.
John, on that last possession, we saw Illinois State take a quick three again. And they have to understand, that's the way Drake wants to play. But they can get to the rim anytime they want. They need to attack the rim.
Here is Lee dumping it for Fain. The first field goal in the last 5 attempts for Illinois State. And Fain gets his first field goal with emphasis.
That's the senior Paris Lee who set that one up.
Woodward working on Lee with Thomas setting the pick. Rivers. Woodward out high. 6 on the shot clock, and a shot for three is blocked. Blocked by Tony Wills. Lee in on Woodward. Innevold got up there to disrupt the shot as well. A 6-5 game in favor of Drake. Drake in blue with the lead. A nice catch. Thomas. He nails a three. T.J. Thomas shoots 50% behind the arc. He averages 6.3 points a game.
John, that's the spacing that you talked about earlier. They put 4 guys on the perimeter. There's no place to help from.
Really spreads the floor, makes the court much bigger to defend for Illinois State. That's tipped out of bounds. Illinois State's ball when we come back from the break. And we talked about Phil Fain, the sophomore from Elk Grove, California. That was the first field goal in 5 attempts for the Redbirds, who trail by 4. Just before the national anthem, Dan Muller handed the game ball to senior guard Paris Lee, presented with a commemorative ball on the arena floor here in honor of Illinois State's career steals record holder. He set that record Wednesday night in the win at Bradley. 225 for Lee, beating the old record of 222. Ron Jones finished his career with the Redbirds in 1980 and was the previous record holder. And Paris Lee does not have a steal, not yet, but he'll have a few before this is over.
And John, he is what the Missouri Valley Conference is all about. A prototypical 4-year player who has gotten better each and every year.
Oh, that rattles out for McIntosh. And Billy Wampler, number 2, is there to secure the basketball for the Bulldogs. Woodward, number 22, is Casey Schlatter. Rivers out high. Wampler off the glass. And number 3 is Keyshawn Evans, a sophomore from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Evans, good ball handler, quick. Clayton is fouled by C.J. Rivers. Closed captioning for tonight's telecast is made possible by DoubleTree by Hilton Bloomington, the preferred hotel of the Missouri Valley Conference in the Illinois Twin Cities. Call 309-664-6446 or visit DoubleTree.com to book your hotel rooms on your next trip to Bloomington Normal. McIntosh will back it away. McIntosh had only 3 points in the game over at Bradley. Second chance effort, a volley for the ball. And Innevold ends up with it. Njai had it for just a moment.
He tried to pass it underneath, no space.
That's a basket and one, and a chance for the old-fashioned three-point play. Graham Woodard will go to the free throw line. He comes in averaging 5.6 points a game. The foul is on Keyshawn Evans. 14 fouls for the Redbirds in the first half. Well, the Bulldogs are really working for their shots, Rich.
The Illinois State defense has been very good in transition and locating shooters quickly. They have made Drake take more time off the clock than they would have liked, but they have been very efficient in the half court.
Clayton into McIntosh. Clayton going to the basket. Annable gets a hand on it. Save to the sideline, but that is touched by McIntosh over to Drake. Drake's really active on the defensive end. We talked about how good these Illinois State Redbirds are guarding. You have to say kudos to what the Bulldogs have done in the early going.
Annable coming off the bench, he is more comfortable in that role. There's not as much pressure, and he's excelled at it. Illinois State goes to a 2-3 zone.
And look at the way these Bulldogs spread their offense.
This is a zone that's very active, though. It's not a stand-behind zone.
Great touch by Casey Schlatter, redshirt sophomore from Iowa Falls, Iowa. 16 minutes against SIU. He scored 8 points on Wednesday. McIntosh counted for three. Mikhail McIntosh. McIntosh was 0 for 5 at Drake last year. He has 3 points so far tonight. Schlatter blocked inside by David Njai. McIntosh has that goal in mind.
McIntosh much quicker than Annable. He can get to the rim at any time he wants.
With that kind of ability, that kind of quickness and speed, McIntosh can take over a game. Woodward against the zone.
The zone is really forcing them to throw the ball inside and then not giving them a pass for an open three.
Annable traveled. He wasn't expecting the pass when Woodward entered the lane. We'll take a break. An entertaining first half in the making with the visiting Bulldogs leading by 4. Redbird Arena, Normal, Illinois. Our Missouri Valley Conference standings are a presentation of Arena Dog Chow. All is crafted in the USA since 1926. And by virtue of the win right here a week ago over Wichita State, there are the Redbirds undefeated in conference play. Wichita State is out to a 7-1 record. Remember, the Redbirds still have to go to the Roundhouse. That'll be interesting. Missouri State a winner today at 5-3. Then SIU and Drake at 4-3. The Ramblers are 4-4. Bradley a 3-5 season so far. UNI, Evansville, and Indiana State round out the conference standings.
UNI, with a win on Wednesday night, moved to 2-5. And if you count Ben Jacobson's team out, you may be thinking a little bit prematurely. This is the exact same spot they were in a year ago at 2-5.
Harris Lee, number 2, DJ Clayton.
Drake's going to give a different look. 2-3 zone, 1-1-3.
And the steal by McMurray. He got bumped, couldn't score it. Thomas in heavy traffic is blocked. Bill Fain got a hand on it. Redbird ball as the ball was tied up at the end line. Phil Fain, good-looking sophomore from Elk Grove, California, by way of Western Nebraska College here to Normal, Illinois. Great catch there by Paris Lee.
That was the 5th turnover for Illinois State.
What a streaking move along the baseline by DJ Clayton.
A little change in Illinois State's pressure, 2-2-1.
Illinois State down by a basket. T.J. Thomas back on high for Detain Murray. Timmer, Thomas out front. McMurray looking to Timmer, 4 on the shot clock. Somebody had better shoot it. There it is, and that's a violation. They haven't had many of those recently, Rich.
They certainly haven't. But the key to this Illinois State's defense is they have great communication. When I watched practice last night, it was amazing how all 5 guys were talking and moving all at the same time. That's why they're number 4 in the country in field goal defense.
A shot from the corner. Keyshawn Evans scores 3. A 10-0 run for Illinois State and a 15-14 lead for the Redbirds. And the way the Redbirds play defense, they wear it like a badge of honor.
They certainly do. With each passing game, I don't want to say buy in even more, but they become even more confident on the defensive end.
Aragondade inside, a travel called against Nick McGlynn.
You get the shot clock violation. You get terrific ball movement, and Keyshawn Evans buries the 3, and he's been very good the last 3 games, averaging almost 10 points a game.
Illinois State has been good on the last 4 field goal attempts. They get 4 out of 5 on the miss by Paris Lee. Reed Timmer into the front court for the Bulldogs. Here's Thomas in the lane, soft touch, and a foul called. The foul on T.J. Thomas. That's his first.
Once again, John, after the missed shot by Illinois State, terrific transition defense. Not only were they back, but they were matched up, they were talking, and they took away any 3-point opportunity.
Paris Lee threw the ball behind Clayton. DJ cut toward the baseline, and the pass went out of bounds. Metro Transit is offering an all-inclusive 5-day fan pass for just $23.50. The fan pass is valid for unlimited riding March 1st through the 5th on Metrolink, Metrobus, and the St. Louis Downtown Trolley. That's during Arch Madness 2017. Purchase your fan pass at metrostore.org. D.J. McMurray out front with 10 on the shot clock. Timmer for Thomas. And that's tipped out of bounds. Knocked out of bounds by D.J. Clayton with 7 on the shot clock. Where Clayton, Keyshawn Evans, David Njai, they've all made the best of their playing time off the bench for the Redbirds.
That's been another key in this run.
McMurray with time running out on the shot clock. Aragondade with the loose ball. Now Timmer. Thomas got Njai off his feet for a moment, but Njai wouldn't let him score. Here's Paris Lee. Last field goal for Drake, going 0 for 6. The last field goal was at 12:54. We have a foul. And this is on McMurray.
John, here's the different zone by Illinois State. Once it goes inside, you can see the perimeter guys stay out, almost daring them to shoot the ball in the paint area. When you got a guy like Njai back there, long wingspan, it's a tough shot.
Number 23, Deontay Hawkins back in. He left early with 2 quick fouls. Number 3, Keyshawn Evans. Evans in on Timmer, high off the glass, not enough touch. There's Deontay McMurray.
Love the box out by McMurray.
Shot for 3, no good for Billy Wamper.
First open 3 in about 5 or 6 minutes for Drake.
An open 3 from the corner. Wills couldn't score it. Oh, look at number 11, McIntosh, a held ball. And the ball will go to Drake after the timeout. A 1-point game here in the first half in normal, favoring the Redbirds. Make-A-Wish of Illinois granted the wish of 5-year-old Dylan Gilbreth. He's from Bloomington, and he has a life-threatening heart condition. A big Redbird fan. Paris Lee is his favorite player. And Make-A-Wish and ISU Athletics teamed up for a special evening tonight. As an honorary coach, Dylan was at practice on Thursday at the shoot-around today. Came onto the court with Paris Lee when the Redbirds took the court just before the national anthem tonight. And a very special evening thanks to ISU Athletics and Make-A-Wish Illinois for Dylan Gilbreth. Drake with the ball after the timeout. And that's out of bounds, and Illinois State was lobbying for the ball with Tony Wills and Keyshawn Evans. It belongs to the Bulldogs with 22 on the shot clock.
John, how good Illinois State's defense has been this far. They have forced a team to not shoot the ball as quickly as they would like. They have forced their 5th turnover. Drake only shooting 28% from the floor, but Drake is a team that wants to get a shot within the first 15, 16 seconds of the shot clock. They have only gotten 5 off in their first 24 possessions. That's terrific transition defense and finding people in the half court.
A 3-ball for Deontay Hawkins. He has 2 here in the first half, a total of 6 points. Well, since Drake led by 9 with 12:54 in the first half, Drake is 0 for its last 7 with 4 turnovers out of their 6 in the game. Largest lead for ISU at 18-14.
A lot of people will watch games and they'll say, oh, they're playing a zone. They're not going to be very aggressive. Well, this is a very aggressive zone. You got guys flying around, everybody matching up, forcing turnovers.
Out of bounds and a shot clock violation just as the ball was going to the sideline. That's 2 tonight. Let's take a look at a smothering Redbird defense.
They use their quickness and their length, and then they add the level of communication. And you can see everybody is moving when the ball is in the air. And McIntosh diving, giving up skin for his teammates.
Well, he's done that a couple of times already in the first half. Too strong on the shot by Evans. The follow won't go for the Redbirds, and a foul in the lane. Stops the clock at 6:43 to go in the first half. And the foul against Jacob Inebold, his first. The Grand Hall at Union Station in downtown St. Louis comes to life with a spectacular indoor light show every night. For making plans to attend Arch Madness, visit grandhall-stl.com and get all the information. That'll be a fun time for you. Another one coming up here for Hawkins, a 77% free throw shooter, looking for a 7-point tonight.
Don, I love the fact that Dan Muller trusts his senior. He's got 2 fouls. A lot of coaches would sit him down for the rest of the half, but Coach Muller trusts Hawkins to use his experience, his knowledge, not to commit that 3rd foul, and he has delivered.
And he missed 2 free throws. C.J. Rivers rebounds for Drake. Look at that. Pressure in the backcourt with Paris Lee and Tony Wills. The offense starts at 16 seconds on the shot clock. Interception in the corner. Here's Mikhail McIntosh. Wills with the ball fake, and he'll bring it back out. 18-14, Illinois State. And the pass was behind Fain. Fain, for a moment, thought McIntosh would go ahead and put the shot up.
Yeah, he was getting rebound position. And sometimes guys think they're being unselfish by making that tight interior pass when really it's all about getting the ball on the rim. So if you miss, your teammate is already in perfect position to rebound.
Both teams with 8 turnovers in the first half. Wampler out near midcourt. Almost dragged the pivot foot. McMurray, Timmer.
If you're Drake, you need to throw the ball into the paint area, whether it's the high post, low post, and try and release some of that pressure.
Wampler too strong on the 3 try. Paris Lee for Illinois State. Lee passed Inebold along the baseline. Clayton out to McIntosh. As the ball hit the top of the backboard, C.J. Rivers is there in blue. Dite McMurray.
Inebold needs to make himself a receiver. Doesn't have to be a scorer in there, but he needs to be a receiver so he occupies the defense.
I like the way Fain and Clayton can read that pass as Paris Lee, the all-time steals leader for the Redbirds, can't score it. He's fouled. That foul's on McMurray, his second. Stay tuned for our halftime report, a presentation of State Farm, the assist you need when things go wrong, but also here to help life go right. Team up with an agent right now at 800 State Farm. We're in the home of State Farm, just down the road a few miles. 8-minute drought for the Drake Bulldogs. Another free throw coming up for Paris Lee, who gets his first point from the line. Number 4, Dauda David Njai in white in the lineup. Wills will take a break. So will Hawkins. Madison Williams, number 25, will see some action now. As Lee makes both free throws. 20-14, Illinois State. And the pressure is constant on the Drake Bulldogs. Aragondade let the bodies fly, and he's fouled by Njai. The first foul on Njai. The 5th team foul against Illinois State.
John, this is textbook execution against the pressure. Hit the middle of the floor and then turn and face the basket. It's going to be 3-on-2, and you see Aragondade doesn't celebrate, or settle for the jump shot. He takes it to the rim, draws the foul.
And scored the first free throw. Aragondade scored 19 against SIU in the overtime leg. Last 4 games, 17 points, 50, 16 to 19 on Wednesday. 2 so far tonight.
He's the guy who has really played the best since the coaching change, as we see Drake now back into a 2-3 zone. Trying to slow Illinois State down, try and keep them from finding driving lanes.
Back to a 4-point ball game in favor of Illinois State. Clayton in on Aragondade, fans it out for McIntosh. McIntosh, good bounce pass low for Clayton, but he lost the handle to Graham Woodward. Ahead, Timmer can't score it. And a block. Thomas is fouled. Boy, a lot of action when that ball goes in the lane tonight on both ends of the floor.
It certainly is. I love the hustle play by T.J. Thomas. If you're a young player, don't ever assume your teammate is going to make a layup. Paris Lee does a great job hustling back and disrupting the layup opportunity, but T.J. Thomas, tremendous hustle play.
A 65% free throw shooter, one more coming his way as he looks for his 4th point in the first half. As a team, the Bulldogs shoot 75% from the line, compared to 66 for the Redbirds. 1 for 2 that time for Thomas. Now 3-point lead. Drake is 0 for its last 10 from the field. Here's McIntosh. He fades away, shoots for 2. Njai bats it out to Woodward. Woodward with the hesitation move, and there is Aragondade. Count it. Tie game. Coming down to 3.5 minutes left in a very, very entertaining first half. Our Missouri Valley Conference game of the week. Doug Collins Court at Redbird Arena in Normal, Illinois. Madison Williams. Played 17 minutes. Played 17 games, I should say, averaging 11 minutes a game, and makes that playing time count.
That's a good decision by Williams. Illinois State can't settle for jump shots. They can get to the rim just about any time they want. You know, the human nature, you watch a team that shoots nothing but threes like Drake, and as a player, sometimes you want to do the same thing.
Air ball.
That's not your strength.
Ori Aragondade. Kyle McIntosh. Here's Clayton. Loose ball. And Lee can't get that shot down. Woodward through the legs dribble. Schlatter at the point. Here's Timmer. Oh, what a shot as Reed Timmer hit the deck. He has 5 in the first half. Illinois State is 2 for its last 10 from the field. And Ori Aragondade, a junior from Chicago, Illinois, has scored 5 in the first half, 3 of those with that shot. We're tied at 22. Has scored 6 for Illinois State, 5 each for Ori Aragondade and Reed Timmer in a tie game, breaking Illinois State. When the NBC TV network crews take to the road, it considers these properties home away from home. These hotels consistently support the conference and its 10-member institutions. Please call or visit the websites of these properties when making plans to follow your favorite team away from home in the Missouri Valley Conference. Along with Rich Zavosic, I'm John Rooney, Normal, Illinois. Doug Collins Court here at Redbird Arena. Big crowd on hand tonight. The first place team in the Valley has been pressed here in the first half in a 22-22 score.
Well, they certainly have. Drake is coming in. They are playing with energy. They're playing with a purpose. They show the 2-3 zone, then match up, play man, trying to get Illinois State out of offensive rhythm.
There's Clayton, a 3-ball. He has 5 in the first half. And the Redbirds go back in front as we're inside 2 minutes left in the first half. Timmer, Woodward. Slaughter from the point. There's Deontay Hawkins. Hawkins averages 6.9 rebounds a game, 4th best in the Valley. Number 3 is Keyshawn Evans, a sophomore from Fort Lauderdale. Here's Clayton. Evans is open for a 3 attempt. 6 on 2 3-point field goals tonight for Keyshawn Evans. And it's 28-22 Illinois State. Timeout taken by Jeff Rutter. His first season, a record of 5-6 since taking over for Ray Giacoletti on the 6th of December. Register to win a St. Louis Arch Madness VIP package, including all session tickets for the State Farm MVC Men's Basketball Tournament, plus hotel accommodations and tickets to St. Louis area attractions. Check it out for your chance to win. All you have to do is log on to explorestlouis.com. You'll have all the information right there, and we'll see you in St. Louis for Arch Madness 2017. Well, with the change of coaches, with Jeff Rutter taking over December 6th, a conference record of 4-3, averaging just under 80 points a game. This team gets 14 assists a game and averages 74 possessions a game. And they're exciting to watch. They're looking up at Illinois State right now inside a minute to go in the first half. Reed Timmer scored 5 in the first half. Woodward has come off the bench at 3. Here's Wampler driving in, dishing, and Thomas is fouled. Wills with the first foul. That's 17 fouls. But Thomas is going to the line for 2 shots. He was fouled in the act of shooting. Thomas is 1 out of 2 from the line. Nice roll for T.J. Thomas. He has 5 in the first half. A 65% shooter. Wampler, Timmer go to the bench. Enevold is back in along with C.J. Rivers. This one's in play. 39.9 to go in the first half. Thomas couldn't cut the score. Another point. And here's number 1, Paris Lee. Lee stops alongside of the lane. Rivers got a hand on him, but couldn't make the steal. Lee at the point. Woodward picks him up. 12 on the shot clock. That won't go for Wills. Clayton cleans it up. 7 for Clayton. And a 7-point lead for Illinois State. 3 seconds left in the half. Here's Woodward shooting at the horn. He gets a 3-ball. That will be a big lift for the Drake Bulldogs going into the locker room at halftime. Woodward off the bench with 6 points. And let's take a look at how the first half ended. It's a 4-point lead favoring Illinois State. But with time running down, Woodward behind the arc, all net. It's time to check in with head coach Dan Muller of Illinois State for tonight's Casey's General Store plans for the second half. Rich?
Coach, what was the factors in changing to the zone midway through the first half?
They had 3 threes against us early against man. We couldn't guard them. Our zone was really active. That's pretty simple. Couldn't guard them.
Offensively, 9 turnovers in the first half, which is very atypical for you guys. Was it self-imposed, or was it anything that Drake was doing?
We don't have composure on the offensive end. We're trying to make some plays we shouldn't. We'll be better this half.
Thanks, Coach.
And our chat with the coaches is brought to you by Casey's General Store. Casey's, famous for pizza. Illinois State got 6 from Deontay Hawkins, 5 from Mikhail McIntosh, 6 from Keyshawn Evans, leading by 4 at home, trying to go 8-0 in the Missouri Valley Conference. Stay tuned as we have our State Farm halftime report coming up from Normal, Illinois, after you watch this. Up with an agent at 800 State Farm. Time now to check in with head coach Jeff Rudder of the Drake Bulldogs for tonight's Casey's General Store plans for the second half.
Coach, in that first half, Illinois State switches to the zone, seemed to slow you down a little bit. What adjustments might we see in the second half?
Yeah, it certainly slowed us down, slowed those Shockers down last Saturday night, too. A lot of length. They really get to their coverage areas and slides. You know, we had a stretch there where we went without scoring, but I'll tell you, we only gave up 3 buckets during that. We kept ourselves in the ball game. You know, we've got a couple of different attacks, but it's more fundamental play against it. You know, the shot fakes, the ball fakes, being aggressive, driving closeouts, just trying to find guys, get teammates open.
Defensively, you did a terrific job in the first half of slowing them down. What was the key in stopping their offense?
Well, you know, the pick and roll coverage is a big part of the strategy against the Redbirds. Thought like Graham Woodward, D.T. McMurray did a really good job. Our guys guarding screeners. I tell you, Ori and C.J. did a good job on McIntosh. That's a tall task.
Thanks, Coach.
And our thanks to Jeff Rudder of the Drake Bulldogs. Our chat with the coaches is brought to you by Casey's General Store. Casey's, famous for pizza. And we're getting set for the second half. Here, Doug Collins scored as Doug addressed the crowd during the half. And around the 12-minute mark of this second half, we'll have a visit with the college basketball Hall of Famer, All-American, Olympian, coach, broadcaster. Doug Collins has done a little bit of everything in this game, hasn't he?
He has made an impact in so many different ways, and it is just great to see him be so connected to his university.
Aetna proudly presents the second half of Missouri Valley Conference basketball in the game of the week. Aetna invests in game-changing programs that make being healthy simpler and more convenient than ever. Get to know us at Aetna.com. And we have a foul right out of the gate to open up the second half. T.J. Thomas with his second foul.
Right out the gate, Illinois State is going to make an effort to get the ball inside and take advantage of their quickness in the paint.
The MVC Fan Hangout, the perfect gathering place before and after games during Arch Madness, located at Ballpark Village in downtown St. Louis, just across the street from Busch Stadium. For additional information, visit archmadness.com/fans. That's always a great time. Deontay Hawkins. He has 8 points. The Redbirds are on top in the Missouri Valley Conference, 7-0. The Drake Bulldogs, a game above break-even at 4-3. Aragondade and a tip-in. Was that Nick McGlynn? Thomas was there in front of McGlynn. And Thomas has scored 7. Hawkins is open. And And that rebound on the bounce to McMurray. Off the rim to McMurray in the front court now. Aragondade couldn't find a handle on it on the sideline. The ball goes back to Illinois State.
John, let's see if on this next possession that Illinois State doesn't try and attack the rim either through the post or the dribble drive.
And with ball movement along the sideline, a foul call. Aragondade has 2 fouls. And 2 team fouls on break early in the second half. Number 23, Deontay Hawkins from Dayton, Ohio. Ferris Lee, Tony Wills, a senior. McIntosh. Good feed inside for Wills. McIntosh with the assist. That's Wills' first field goal.
They are so effective against Drake every time they get the ball in the paint, whether it's a layup, whether it's a kick.
Demmer inside for Thomas, and that ball's knocked away by Fain. Thomas saved it. McGlynn, he moves in on Hawkins and will get to the free throw line. That's 3 fouls on Deontay Hawkins. And McGlynn will have a chance to score. A 76% free throw shooter for the sophomore out of Wisconsin. 6'8", 223.
John, excuse me, Dan Muller's got to make a decision. Is he going to pull Hawkins with 3 fouls? And it looks like he is.
And there's the substitution with Clayton coming in and off the bench in the first half. Clayton scored 7, going 3 for 5 from the field. One of those 3 field goals, a 3-ball. In play here for the sophomore McGlynn. 34-30 Illinois State, and here is Drake hanging around, Rich.
This is a different Drake ball team. They are playing with tremendous focus, determination.
Fain short, and he was fouled. The foul is on McGlynn.
That will drive a coach crazy.
Doesn't it, though?
Fouling the jump shooter, especially when it's Fain, not his effective shot out at 16, 17 feet.
Fain shoots 58% from the field, but only 54% from the foul line. Perfect there.
It's a pretty good looking stroke.
Very good ball rotation. Second shot in play at 18:01 to go in the second half. Ditto. Phil Fain. 9 points Wednesday in the win at Bradley. With 9 points and 10 rebounds in that one. Ori Aragondade in on Clayton. Blocked by McIntosh. McGlynn for Timmer. That's off. Aragondade had the ball knocked away by Fain out of bounds. And Drake will have the basketball at the end line. How about this exchange, Rich?
Well, they may not have a rim protector. They have 4 or 5 at any given time. And McIntosh on that possession just wipes it away.
Thomas with an offensive foul. He extended the forearm. Ran into Ferris Lee, one of the best defenders in the league. 3 fouls on T.J. Thomas. He'll be coming out shortly as number 22. Casey Schlatter, redshirt sophomore from Iowa Falls, comes in.
John, I would argue that when you take a charge like that, that should be a steal. It's a turnover, just like if he had picked his pocket. So, to me, that's a steal.
Let's bring that up to the Rules Committee.
Think I can get them to change their mind?
I like the idea. I agree with you. Why not reward it even more? Ferris Lee. A foul stops play at 17:22 left in the second half. McMurray. Deontay has 3 personal fouls. 5 on Drake in the second half. And that will bring Graham Woodward, number 3, up to the scorer's table to check in a moment. Ferris Lee has only 2 points tonight, both from the free throw line. Lee, a 76% shooter from McMurray out, and Woodward in for Drake. One more here for Lee, the senior from Maywood, Illinois. Hit 14 points, 6 steals, 5 assists, 2 rebounds Wednesday at Bradley. Missed both free throws right there. That doesn't happen often. Illinois State is 6 out of 10 from the free throw line. Here's Timmer. Wills is staying with him. Timmer is blocked by Wills right into Clayton's hands, ahead to Paris Lee. A good look for Fain. Nice rebound position inside for Nick McGlynn, who averages 3.7 rebounds a game. No chance there for Casey Schlatter. The pass was too high and out of control. Paris Lee spinning, scooping, but he couldn't close. McGlynn on the outlet for Graham Woodward. Woodward takes the jumper. He has 8 off the bench tonight. He averages 5-6 a game.
Well, he's another guy who has played better with the coaching change besides Aragandani. It's that confidence factor that Jeff Rutter has infused in his guys on the offensive end.
That confidence factor is keeping Drake in the ballgame, down by 4 again. Paris Lee. Good ball movement by the Redbirds, and that's a 3 ball for Wills. What passing to set that up.
Ball movement, the key for Illinois State.
Argandane. Woodward shoots a 3 attempt. High rebound, McGlynn. Timmer looking for Casey Schlatter. There's Timmer in there.
Terrific relocation by Timmer. His defensive man turned his head. He slid to the open area. Got a good look at it.
And Timmer has 8 points. 4-point ball game. These teams exchanging threes. Here's a 3 attempt, and that rims off. Njai. Clayton will bring it back out front for Wills. 22 on the shot clock. Inside 15 minutes to go in the second half. Wills dumping it off for Fain, who lays it in. Fain is some athlete, isn't he?
He certainly is. He's the perfect complementary player. He doesn't demand the ball on offense, but he gets himself open.
That's 14 points in the lane. 14 points in the paint for Illinois State. Schlatter hooking it in. Casey Schlatter has a field goal in each half.
Good defense by Fain, but even better offense by Schlatter.
Fain out of bounds. Illinois State's ball. The Redbirds will have the ball with 15 on the shot clock when we return from the break. Drake from the outside is keeping it close.
As we take a look at attacking the rim, which pulls the defense, and then the extra pass for the wide open 3. You pull the defense in, you make the extra pass, you're going to get a wide open look.
We've talked tonight about the way the Drake Bulldogs have been getting assists, averaging 14 a game. Illinois State has 10 assists on 14 made field goals, leading this game by a 41-37 count.
So they have been most effective when they create something off the dribble drive, because it makes 2 defenders play 1, which creates the advantage-disadvantage situation. And on that last possession, you saw the wide-open 3.
DJ Clayton on the inbounds pass, 14 on the shot clock. Evans for McIntosh, blocked by Enevold. 10 on the shot clock now for the Redbirds. Clayton with an over-the-shoulder catch. Short, and there's 0, C.J. Rivers. Woodward. He's been looking for open shots and has knocked down 8 points tonight off the bench. Rivers looking for Schlatter. Enevold sets the pick. Schlatter takes the handoff. Soft touch, but not enough. There's Mikhail McIntosh. Hard pass, and Keyshawn Evans couldn't handle that fastball.
Evans was already thinking about his next pass to the wing.
And that goes down as the 10th turnover tonight for the Redbirds.
Well, the first one in the second half.
That's out of bounds and will belong to Drake. Now, it's a 4-point ball game, Rich, but if you're Drake and all that work, sometimes that can feel like 40, the way Illinois State plays defense.
You're absolutely right, but if you're also Drake, you know that you're a 3-point shooting team, and 4 points is nothing to a Drake team that has had 10 or more threes in 7 different games.
Wampler. Number 2, DJ Clayton.
Another good shot challenge by Illinois State. One of the things they pride themselves on. Nobody gets an open look.
And that's another reason why that 4-point score can feel like it's a much wider gap.
Absolutely right, John.
There's Clayton for McIntosh. Good look. Short on the shot, though. Blue shirts around the basket. And here come the Bulldogs. Graham Woodward. Rivers will step out high now with 15 on the shot clock. Woodward. He'll take the shot, and right there's Rivers to clean it up. That's his first field goal.
That was great defense by Illinois State, but I don't know if they're going to give Woodward an assist on that, perhaps.
Well, it's a 2-point ball game. Illinois State. Hawkins, nice and easy does it. He has 10. Deontay Hawkins averages 14-8 a game. Rivers gives it up to Woodward. 12 on the shot clock for the Bulldogs.
Have the mismatch inside.
A foul as Schlatter was getting some position. And the foul is on Evans, his second. As we go to break, 11:43 to go in the second half. It's a close one in Normal, Illinois. Doug Collins Court at Redbird Arena, 43-39, Illinois State. Coach, it's good to see you. Congratulations on the Collegiate Basketball Hall of Fame induction.
Thank you guys so much, and thank you for being here tonight on this night. You remarked on how great it is to see all these fans in here tonight. Great home court, and my Redbirds in first place in the Missouri Valley, undefeated. All good stuff.
Well, in Redbird Magazine recently, Dick Leckie, who does the radio broadcast here, did a wonderful article on you and your coach. And I know you've been asked a lot of questions, but how about the question that Coach Robinson asked you, do you feel like you're a handsome man?
No, he asked me that. You know, he wanted to make sure that I wasn't getting too crazy with the ladies at that time, John. So he put the ball underneath my arm, and he said, as long as you've got this ball, you're going to be okay. So make sure you get in Horton Fieldhouse and get to work.
Here's Enevold, and he's challenged by McIntosh, and there's Hawkins. How does it make you feel coming back here and your first scholarship winner, a scholarship in your name, that was awarded to Dan Muller, now the coach here?
Well, I'm incredibly proud of Dan and the job that he is doing. And, you know, the thing about Dan is to see a 3-point play opportunity here by Hawkins, but a great, you know, he was a student athlete, and that's the thing I really admire. He was a great student and highly competitive. He's done a great job in here with his recruiting, and it's fun to see the Redbirds back on top where they belong.
Coach, how do these teams, right now, as you look at Dan's team, compare to the teams that you played on?
You know what? There's more structure now. You know, I think there's more focus on defensive principles, you know, game planning. You know, when we played, it's, you know, we didn't even see film sometimes on our opponent. So had a little chalkboard up there. This is a lot of the plays they run. This is what we want to do. And you had to assume the responsibility. You didn't have a lot of help out there. So much more game planning. I think the coaches watch a lot more tape with their teams. And we played up and down. We ran, and wasn't a lot of set plays. We pushed the ball and played in transition a lot.
You know, this coaching thing's easy, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, right. Absolutely. When you got the best players, John, it's a lot of fun.
3 on the shot clock. Out of bounds, and the ball belongs to the Drake Bulldogs.
I tell you, guys, I'm really impressed with the job that this interim coach is doing with Drake. I know they got off to a terrible start, but winning 4 in the Valley, and his team is a feisty team. They compete, and as long as you shoot threes, you've always got a chance to win the game. This is a scary place to be right now with them only down 7.
What did you think when they put that 3-point field goal in?
Oh man, I wish they would have put it in when I played.
Now with 15 on the shot clock, Rivers too strong for Mikal McIntosh. What an athlete McIntosh is.
Yeah, he is really strong, and he's got a great spin move, McIntosh does. He likes to get you going left and spin back with that right hand.
Doug, you've done a little bit of everything. What has been the most satisfying out of your career that you've played, coached, broadcast? There's a 3 ball that goes down for Wampler.
There's nothing like playing. You know, when just playing. But I've been blessed. I've stayed close to the game, guys, and whether I've coached and I've had a chance to coach the greatest players ever, or broadcast sitting here like you guys do, and I've done the Olympics and 5 different times. So, I mean, I just can't even fathom all the things that have happened for me because I played basketball.
It's really taken you all over the world.
It has, yes, it has. You know, I did my 5th Olympics this year, my 5th straight Olympics. So I've been in Sydney and Beijing and Athens and London, and this year Rio, as well as playing in '72 in Munich. So the Olympics is a big part of my life.
And to have such a thrill in Munich and then such a disappointment.
Yeah, that was tough to stomach, John.
That's out of bounds this time for Wampler, and the ball goes to the Redbirds.
Coach, what was the biggest lesson that you took from playing for Coach Robinson?
He taught me life lessons, and I think really probably toughness. And if you're going to make it, you better be in great condition. You better be tenacious. You better be relentless. And you better be ready to fight if you have to, because it's a game that's all about those different things. So I always said Coach Robinson wasn't an X and O guy. He was a life coach, and he taught me about life, which I think helped me be a better basketball player.
You forged quite a bond immediately with him, didn't you?
I sure did. And
how do you feel when you see that statue outside of Red Bird Arena of you two?
Well, I said at halftime, John, you always want to leave your mark wherever you go, and a statue out front, and the court is named after you. My jersey's hanging in the rafters, and so you walk in, and I tell you, you feel very humble.
On the drive, the missed dunk attempt by DJ Clayton, and he will go to the free throw line.
That's when Illinois State's at their best, when they attack.
Yes.
They settle for a jump shot. When Drake shoots a lot of threes, sometimes the team that they're playing tries to do the same thing.
Well, I saw Dan early in the game. He told the guy, said, will you please get the ball in the paint like our first 5 or 6 shots or 3? But I think you're right. You get seduced, and you start playing the same way. And what Illinois State really has done, and I think it happened after Tulsa, they threw all those leads away late in games. And they've realized that if they're going to really be good, they're going to have to hang that out on the defensive end. Mm-hmm. And then, as you guys know, you defend. Now you get in the open court. That triggers your running game, opens up 3-point shots in transition. So I think Drake has done a nice job tonight of controlling the pace of the game and not allowing Illinois State to get out and do those things.
Now the largest lead at 11 points. Or actually a 50-42 lead, I should say, at 8 points. As we visit with Doug Collins, and congratulations on the Hall of Fame induction, and what was that night like in Kansas City?
Well, you're sitting up there on stage, and I'm up there with Dominique Wilkins, Mark Aguirre, Jamal Wilkes, Lionel Simmons, Bob Boozer's family, who was the great All-American, and, you're looking around and you're going, oh my goodness, what am I doing up here with these people? The great thing about it, John, is we see a nice stick back, second shot opportunity, but how humble all the guys were with all the wonderful things that have happened in their lives.
And we have a foul, stopping play at 7:52 to go. Doug, thanks so much.
Thank you, guys.
A wonderful,
Thank you,
time
John.
talking
Nice
with
to see you guys. Thanks for being here tonight.
College Basketball Hall of Famer Doug Collins. And we'll return to Doug Collins' court with a 10-point lead by his Redbirds. Point lead in favor of Illinois State in tonight's Missouri Valley Conference scores and schedules. A presentation of Grinnell Mutual Insurance, where we provide a policy of working together. Wichita State, Missouri State, Loyola, and SIU leading in the second half. But Loyola, Missouri State, Wichita State all posted wins today, and UNI is at SIU tonight. The Panthers have won their last two in the Valley, but trail. And here's something you'll be interested in for Arch Madness. Metro Transit is offering an all-inclusive 5-day fan pass for just $23.50. The fan pass is valid for unlimited riding March 1st through the 5th on Metrolink, Metrobus, and the St. Louis Downtown Trolley during Arch Madness 2017. Purchase your fan pass at metrostore.org. Our thanks to Doug Collins for spending some time with us tonight. Very personable and a sensational athlete, coach, now broadcaster, and College Basketball Hall of Famer.
What a great ambassador for Illinois State University.
Boy, Paris Lee lobbying for the steal there, but it's out of bounds awfully. And 25 on the shot clock for Aragondade and the Drake Bulldogs. Wampler out, and number 12 is Reed Timmer coming back in for Drake. Drake is trailing by 10, Illinois State's largest lead. Thomas to McGlynn. McGlynn in on Fain, and a loose ball. That ends up with Evans. Evans out front. Illinois State is out to go 8-0 in the Missouri Valley Conference and win for the 16th consecutive time here on Doug Collins' court. There's a drive for DJ Clayton. 13 for him tonight. He had 13 points at TCU and at SIU. 13 here tonight against Drake.
Illinois State playing more to their strengths on the offensive end in this half. Always attacking.
And using the great athletic ability. A 13-3 run over the last 5 minutes for the Redbirds. Here's Aragondade. Nice form, but he didn't follow the shot. Redbirds in the front court. Number 3 is Keyshawn Evans. Number 1, Paris Lee. Going down to 12 on the shot clock. Clayton with the entry pass. McIntosh under pressure. Tip. Good. DJ Clayton. 15. A new high for him. Coming off 8 points Wednesday. And the ball belongs to Drake. 20 on the shot clock.
John, here's the little thing of why Illinois State is so good. They challenge every single shot. They have made it difficult for Drake. Up 14.
42 lead over Drake here in the second half in our Valley Game of the Week. Tonight's Eagle Bank NBC Scholar Athlete of the game is Drake's Reed Timmer, number 12. A junior guard from New Berlin, Wisconsin. Timmer averages 16.6 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists per game for the Bulldogs. The 2016 Eagle Bank NBC Scholar Athlete of the Year. Timmer has a 3.47 grade point average in pharmacy and was named the 2015 NBC All-Freshman Team member. The official bank of the Missouri Valley Conference is Eagle Bank, where a student's financial future begins. McGlynn taking the inbounds pass. Drake trailing 56-42, and it's getting late for the Bulldogs. Aragondade. He has 5 points, scored all 5 in the first half, and Timmer is fouled. And he was fouled by Paris Lee behind the arc.
Paris Lee. Senior, son, please close out softer.
Well, you saw the way Paris grabbed his head when that foul was called, like, what did I just do?
He knew it. And that's the Timmer effect. Terrific three-point shooter. And one of the things that
Illinois State has done so well this afternoon, or this evening, is they have challenged shots without fouling. That's the first one that they have committed, and it gives Timmer a chance for three.
Just like the old days in the NBA, 3 to make 2. Well, he missed on the second one here. He has a chance to make 2 out of 3 on this trip as he shoots for his 10th point tonight.
And John, you look at this double-digit lead in the second half. It's been, the defense has been consistent for Illinois State. Actually have turned it up even another notch, as now Drake is shooting under 30%. But more importantly, offensively, they only have 1 turnover in the second half, so they have regained that offensive composure that Dan Muller talked about at the end of halftime.
Here's another thing about Dan and his team. They've made some really good halftime adjustments in this run, trying to go 8-0 in the Valley. Clayton has had a good overall game tonight. Evans has seen a lot of playing time. Lobbing it. Oh, near basket for Fain, who hit the deck hard. He was fouled. And Fain will go to the line.
18 fouls against Drake. Shooting foul. Number 10, Bill Fain at the line.
Fain on the line.
John, you mentioned about the halftime adjustments. You know, credit Coach Dan Muller and his staff. Do a great job scouting. Coach Doug Collins mentioned a moment ago about how the difference now that teams watch a lot of film, they scout, they make adjustments. And when you have a upperclassman dominated team like Illinois State, they understand that importance of attention to detail.
Drake is 2 for its last 12 from the field. McGlenn with the ball fake. Woodward keeps control of the ball. Evans a near pick there. McGlenn had that poked away by Wills and saved by T.J. Thomas. Thomas with the fadeaway way short. Air ball, Keyshawn Evans in the front court now for the Redbirds. Clayton the behind-the-back pass, and surprise, surprise over there. McIntosh wasn't looking for it. Sign up right now for the Purina Dog Chow Gateway Package for Arch Madness 2017. You can sign up via Facebook or at NBC-sports.com. Our contest will end January 25th. So you better get busy. Enter right now. Wampler can't score on the reverse. Thomas to an open Woodward. McGlenn has that ball knocked away from him, out of bounds. Wills knocked it out of play, and with 30 on the shot clock, we'll have Drake playing the ball in. The 2017 St. Louis Cardinals season is just around the corner. 10 and 5 game packs and all-inclusive tickets are on sale right now, so get yours at cardinals.com. Season opener April 2nd is Sunday night at Busch Stadium against the Cubbies.
Ooh, holy sounds like a little bad blood coming out of there.
Always. It's a good thing. Woodward. Woodward hit the deck. Timmer with 10 on the shot clock. Boy, is he being pressured by Wills. 5 on the shot clock. Wampler, good lift. And a 3 ball. Billy Wampler has 2 3-point field goals.
Going to get a quick timeout by Jeff Rudder. He's trying to rally his troops, and look at that last possession. Terrific defense by Illinois State with Wampler.
So it's 57-47, Illinois State, and we're going to take a break and then return to Doug Collins Court, Redbird Arena normal. Let's check out our game reset made possible by Purina Dog Chow, always crafted in the USA since 1926. Drake has the possession arrow, and Drake has put Illinois State in the 1-1. 3 timeouts left for Illinois State, and only 1 left for Jeff Rudder.
Coming out of that timeout that Drake called, look for them perhaps to change their defense. Either go a zone, maybe trapping to see if you can get Illinois State to turn the basketball over.
And there's the trap. But Illinois State beat it with the layup. Macau McIntosh has 7. She averages 13-9 a game. Only 3 Wednesday at Bradley. 3 out of 4 from the free throw line.
Terrific recognition.
Wampler blocked by McIntosh. Loose ball. Here come the Redbirds. McIntosh head up. Dunk by Hawkins. Assist McIntosh.
McIntosh does so many different things well for this team. He ignites the fast break after the block.
Wampler from downtown. McIntosh wins the volley, and he's fouled by Nick McGlynn, his third. 28 points in the paint for the Redbirds tonight.
This is versatility. McIntosh makes the block. He picks up the loose ball, and he's going to see Hawkins sprinting ahead. The ability to handle, keep your head up, hit the open man with a perfect pass. McIntosh finishing with a flourish.
McIntosh has 8, looking for 9. Jeff Rutter has emphasized the hustle points for his team with Drake. A lot of hustle points on that last exchange for McIntosh for the Redbirds.
I was going to say, I give McIntosh about 5 or 6 hustle points here in the second half at least.
Those are loose balls and rebounds.
When you think about it, they have a shot, and he's able to wipe away the drive. And on that last possession, another challenge jump shot. You just get nothing easy against this team.
Tonight's date in MVC history is brought to you by the 2017 State Farm MVC Men's Basketball Tournament at Scott Trade Center in St. Louis. January 21st, 1910. Rich and I were there for the game. Illinois State's Fred Young collected 43 points, a total that would serve as a school single-game record for 45 years, as the Redbirds defeated Eureka 58-20. As the Valley Road converged, all Valley Roads converge in St. Louis March 2nd through the 5th. So Arch Madness will return for a 27th straight year. For more information, visit archmadness.com. Thomas with his 4th foul. That stops the clock. Under 3 minutes to go. 2:49 left in the second half. McIntosh going from 3 points on Wednesday night. Looks for his 10th point in this game tonight. He can score so fast, Rich.
He certainly can. He has the ability to shoot the 3 and can get to the rim, has a terrific spin move. The thing that I like the most about him, he's a scorer, but he let the game come to him tonight. He didn't force the action, even though he didn't have many points early.
And he didn't do that on Wednesday night in one of those games where a lot of others picked up the scoring slack. And foul with Timmer hitting the deck. 3 shots coming up for Timmer. The second time he's gone to the line to shoot 3 tonight.
On one hand, if you're Dan Muller, you certainly don't want to foul the jump shooter. On the other hand, the reason he was fouled was because 2 Illinois State players were challenging the shot and ran into each other. So the good and the bad of the defensive effort.
11 tonight for Timmer, who averages 16.6 a game. The Redbirds have been all over him tonight.
Tony Wills has done a fantastic job on him. He's denied him the basketball. He's made every shot difficult for him to shoot. We talk so much about Paris Lee as being a great defender. He's the all-time steals leader. But that young man right there, Tony Wills, an outstanding defender as well. They might have one of the best defensive backcourts, not only in the Missouri Valley, but in the country as well, because they take away your strengths each and every possession.
Timmer goes over to the bench. In 6 games leading up to tonight against the Redbirds, Timmer's averaged 20 points against them. Held to 13 so far tonight. There's the pass out of bounds. Keyshawn Evans throws it away. It's a 15-point lead for the Redbirds. Under 2.5 to go in the second half.
John, you mentioned it earlier. love the feistiness of this Drake ball club. Jeff Rudder has them playing with a lot of energy, a lot of enthusiasm. They met a buzzsaw at home here in the Redbirds tonight.
Woodward with his second three ball of the game. He has 11 points. And a timeout taken here by the Drake Bulldogs. And our players of the game are a presentation of Aetna. Aetna invests in game-changing programs that make being healthy simpler and more convenient than ever. Get to know us at Aetna.com. There's Timmer with his 13 points. DJ Clayton, he has set a high of 15 for this season, 6 of 10 from the field, 7 rebounds. He has 1 assist.
It's his third double-figure game in his last 4. He gives them some offense off the bench. And Reed Timmer had to work for every one of those 13 points tonight. But tough kid will end up with a doctorate of pharmacology as he will graduate from Drake in another year.
The MVC Scholar Athlete of the Year last year and our Scholar Athlete of the Game tonight. Dan Muller's team, since losing to San Francisco in December, the Redbirds have reeled off 8 straight wins, including 76-62 over Wichita State last Saturday night. Looking for win number 9 in a row and number 16 in a row here on the home court.
He has built an outstanding program here over his last 5 years. Has not had a losing season. He's been very consistent. He's missing just that one piece to the puzzle, and that's a regular season championship in an NCAA tournament bid.
Aragondade with the steal. Schlatter, count it.
There is no quit in this Drake team.
Not at all.
And when you can shoot the 3, they are capable of coming back.
Clayton and a dunk by Hawkins. Give Hawkins 18. He scored 24 against Fort Wayne back in November. 18 tonight for Deontay Hawkins. Hawkins averages 14.8 a game. Aragondade with an air ball. And that was an attempt to save the ball back into Aragondade, and Rivers threw it out of bounds. And here's Illinois State running the floor.
When you break the pressure, you get out of the trap, you have a numbers advantage. Attack the rim, Hawkins with the finish.
Well, this Drake team has not won a road game in a couple of years, and quite an effort for them tonight, only to have Illinois State pull away here in the second half.
I think that record is going to be broken at some point this year. They will get their road win because they shoot the ball extremely well and they play with a lot of tenacity.
And a foul on Aragondade, his third. That stops the clock at 1:24 to go in the second half. 2 shots coming up for the Redbirds. And there was Illinois State just spreading the whole half court, looking to eat up some of the shot clock, but a foul puts Mikhail McIntosh on the line, where he has hit 4 straight from the free throw line, scoring 11. Make that 12.
McIntosh's numbers have gone up since conference play, shooting almost 50% from the field. Came in, was shooting 42 prior to conference play. He's picked his game up another level.
And McIntosh tonight with 12 points. Here's Woodward stopping and popping. Woodward has 13. Transfer from Penn State. McIntosh on the way and can't score it. McGlynn was there. And that's picked off by Paris Lee. Another steal for him. Hawkins over the head and 20 points for Deontay. Out of bounds. And the ball belongs to Drake.
You want to know why Paris Lee is the all-time steal leader? He was the safety on that play. He read the passer's eyes, stepped in front, and then he's going to get the assist.
70-58 in favor of Illinois State. Looking to go 8-0 in the conference. And Paris Lee with 227 career steals, Illinois State's all-time leader.
You're going to watch him play the back line. He read the passer's eyes, anticipation, and then he's going to get the assist at the other end. Not to mention, you got to like the red dreadlocks. He dyed his hair over Christmas, came back. It's a good look for him.
He said on the feature tonight, he said, yeah, it's been a little bit of a good luck charm. Well, I'd say so for the senior from Maywood, Illinois. He averages 13 points a game. Tonight he has 2 free throws. But you know he's going to get his steals, coming off 6 against Bradley. He's going to get his assists. He doesn't have to beat you scoring. Other teammates can pick that up, as we saw on Wednesday night against Bradley, the way that McIntosh only scored 3 from the free throw line. But there will be nights where Lee will explode and take advantage of what the opposition gives him.
You're absolutely right. What you saw a moment ago was a quick shot of the shoes that Paris Lee is wearing. And those were actually Coach Torrey Ward's shoes. And when he passed away, Paris Lee decided, I'm going to wear those in his honor. A great coach, a great person, and will be greatly missed.
In our second half tonight, the Redbirds have shot 50% from the field. Drake has been limited to only 31%. And this is an Illinois State team, the best in the Valley, 4th in the league, allowing opponents to shoot only 37% coming in.
They have done an excellent job on ball screens and shot challenges. There's a statistic that every coach will keep is deflections. The other one is shot challenges. And if you can get to the point where you challenge every single shot, which is a game of perfection, then you can lower the opponent's shooting percentage by 20 points.
The officials are taking a look at a replay. The ball was knocked out of bounds and ruled a Drake ball before the timeout, and the officials are checking out this call now. As we see the long lob pass. And did that go off Aragondade? The way the officials saw it, it went off Illinois State. That was the call.
I don't think it did. I think when, I believe that was Paris Lee's hand, when his hand hit it, the ball went up, and Aragondade missed at it. You take another look. The ball only changes flight one time.
They're saying it's out of bounds off Aragondade. Redbird ball after the timeout with 48.9 to go. After the officials with the review.
Well, that wouldn't be the first time that I've ever disagreed with an official, John.
Really? Glad you pointed that out, Coach. And a foul on Aragondade. I love it when Aragondade commits a foul, he pleads his case. Just trying to guard the ball.
We talked about Paris Lee and his haircut, his red, and Aragondade certainly has a different look than anybody else in the league, but all I know, if one of my players was playing that well as Aragondade has been doing, I'd let him grow his hair any way he wants.
Well, Aragondade tonight had 5 in the first half, going off 19 points against SIU in the overtime win Wednesday in Des Moines. After missing 2 the last time, Lee hits 2 here, and he's 4 for 6 from the line tonight. All 4 of his points from the free throw line. 72-58 Redbirds on their way to an 8-0 record in the Valley. Rivers. And that volley goes to Mikhail McIntosh. Boy, does he play hard.
He is so strong. When he gets his mitts on the ball, you're not taking it away.
18 on the shot clock. And that's saved by Wills. 10 on the shot clock. 5 on the shot clock. McIntosh. And with 1 second on the shot clock, Turnover because of the baseline as McIntosh stepped on the baseline. Time runs out in this one, and the Redbirds have won 16 in a row on Doug Collins Court here at Redbird Arena. They have won a total of 9 straight games overall, a 16-4 record, 8-0 in the Valley, while the Bulldogs fall to 6-14 and 4-4 in the Valley. The final score tonight, 72 for Illinois State and 58 for Drake.
Illinois State turned up the defense even more in the second half, but it was the offensive composure, only 2 turnovers in the second half, that led to this double-digit win.
Deontay Hawkins scored 20 points tonight, 12 for Mikhail McIntosh, and 15 for DJ Clayton, a new high, as Doug Collins was honored tonight for his induction to the Collegiate Basketball Hall of Fame. Our next Missouri Valley Conference game of the week presented by Edna is from Carbondale, Illinois, as the Salukis of SIU will play host to Missouri State next Saturday. Action will tip off at 7 p.m. Central. Now for Rich Zavosik and our entire Missouri Valley Conference basketball TV crew, I'm John Rooney. Good night from Redbird Arena.